question I get asked more than any other isn't actually about price or process. It's actually just, how does this actually work? So here is an honest answer. We started this company because we kept running into the same situation. Really good businesses, companies doing excellent work with clients who genuinely rated them that nobody outside their existing network had ever heard of. Not because they weren't good enough, because they weren't visible enough. And visibility for most businesses is now a content problem. The frustrating thing we kept seeing wasn't a lack of willingness either. Most of these business owners knew they should be doing more with video. They'd thought about it and maybe even tried it once or twice. The problem was everything around the filming. Not knowing what to say, not knowing what to make, filming something and hating how it came across, posting it reluctantly and getting nothing back, so they end up just stopping. The way we work is built around removing that entire cycle of friction. We handle the thinking, the filming, the editing, and the delivery. The client shows up, talks about what they know, which is their business, and leaves with content that actually is ready to be used. That's the whole model. And before any of that, we spend time on strategy, not in a drawn-out agency speak kind of way, just who are your clients? What does a good lead look like? What do you want to be known for? And what does someone need to see or hear before they feel comfortable with getting in touch with you? The answers to those questions shape almost everything. What content gets made, what format it takes, and where it goes. The businesses we work best with tend to be in professional service spaces, so like finance, HR, but also trades companies. But founder-led companies where there's a strong person at the center who genuinely has interesting things to say, but hasn't really had the right vehicle up until now to say them. Those businesses have the most to gain from video because they operate in industries where trust is the main currency. And trust is exactly what consistent, well-made content builds over time. We're also straightforward about who we're not the right fit for. If you want content that's primarily about brand awareness and reach at scale, there are people who actually do that way better than us. What we're good at is content that builds credibility and drives inquiries. Content that makes the right people feel like they already understand what it's like to work with you before they've even reached out. That's a more specific thing, and it works better for some businesses than others. The thing we don't always hold ourselves to is that the videos look unbelievable, because they should, but it's whether the content is actually doing something. Shortening sales cycles, bringing in the right conversations, building a reputation that means clients come to you already half convinced. That's what good content does over time, and that's the standard that we measure ourselves against. It takes a few months to compound though. And that's honest. The first month of content doesn't really transform a business, but 6 months of consistent, well-made videos does something that almost nothing else can. It makes a business feel inevitable to the people who matter. If that sounds like what you have been looking for, then the first conversation is just that. It's just a conversation. No deck or pitch, just an honest chat about what you're trying to achieve and whether we're the right people to help. There's a link in the description and you can get in touch.